Hi, welcome to the Accountability Experiment. This video series is two people, myself and my friend Aaron, holding each other accountable to reaching our goals. We've got some bigger goals for ourselves, and these are the real, raw conversations of us holding each other accountable to going after our bigger dreams and missions. And the intention of this channel is one for people to get inspiration from our conversations, and the other goal and vision for this channel is for people to listen to these conversations and say, "Man, I want to go after my goal," and then they reach out on this channel and comment, reach out to me, and we actually have a recorded conversation. We put it up on the channel of defining this person's goals, your goals maybe, and your vision, and the actions you need to take in order to reach your goals. And then we put those conversations here on YouTube for other people to be inspired by your vision and your mission and the things that you want to do in the world. And creating a community of people that are listening and watching and helping each other and reaching out to each other to actually help those dreams come true for each other. So I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you'll see Charlie in the background. He's my rubber chicken. I help empower people to not let fear hold them back and basically not be a chicken. There's a whole bigger there's a bigger, deeper, meaningful story behind Charlie and these little tiny rubber chickens that I give away. Anyways, I've given away about 1,500 and helping people, and part of my mission is to give away 10,000 of these little things. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the channel. I hope you enjoy the episodes. They're raw, they're unedited. They're just real conversations of people going after their goals and the things that come up in life. And I hope they make a difference for you. And if you got any questions, or if you want to be a part of the conversations to reach your goals, reach out and we'll see what we can do. Have a great day.
Recording is started, sir.
Check.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There we go. I'm getting there.
Okay. Cool.
I'm using new earbuds for the first time, so.
Now, how do I sound? Do I sound better?
I don't know if you sound better necessarily. Keep dreaming there, but no, but
Just make this all about me.
exactly.
Can you get some new glasses so I look better too?
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you send those over, will you?
I just insulted myself. Let's start this over.
Well, I mean, some glasses that might change your whole gender too. That'd be great.
All right.
And
Well, wait a minute. They have those things, those filters on all the funny apps and stuff. They
that's
make it weird and everything. So,
come my new online girlfriend.
yeah, I mean, I guess you could. Yeah, we could go in a whole direction on that.
Yeah, there we go.
Anywho, let's check.
How's my mic sound? These are the first time using these.
They sound good. Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if it's better than my mic. Anyways, I'm gonna be testing it for the first time because I would rather just use these for being online. But
Yeah, no, they're good.
Mic setup.
You can change it if you wanted to change it into microphone or speaker, and then you change it, there if you wanted to change it just to the phone or whatever. But it sounds good.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, let me pull up the system, and then we'll get started.
Oh wait, I am normal. Okay, so no wait, I am about ready to. I thought it. That's weird.
It wasn't on you. It wasn't on.
No, but I'm hearing it in my thing, and it's saying. Okay. Did it switch anything right there? I don't know. Did it switch? I just switched.
It sounds a little deeper, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I don't actually. It's weird now.
Whisper something to me.
I don't hear you anymore now.
Now can you? Well, did you change the microphone or the?
I'm glad you're still talking before we go here. Keep going before Yeah, see, it says headphone errands. I switched the speaker to the headphones and I switched that. So I wonder if, I'm glad I'm checking because like, can you even hear me right now?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Can
can't.
you hear me?
See, I can't hear you anymore. That's really odd.
Change your
So
speaker
I'm gonna switch back to that.
there.
And
Can you hear
now
me?
you hear,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You probably just change your speaker to, um, I don't know. Let's
But
do
you've
this.
heard me the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Huh. So
So
maybe
some,
that maybe my head speaker, because yeah, I definitely want to be clear. I guess I'll work on my own. So as long as you're hearing me, that's what matters.
yeah, we can figure that out in the thing. All right, let me share my screen. Do our chicken. All right, can you see my screen? Can you
I
see my
can.
screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go into Kid Advocate Network, and then 3.3 to 3.10. So this is last week. What happened to the week before?
Well, we're
Yeah,
in 310, right?
huh?
Said we're in 310 right now.
Yeah, but we're on the third week. Did you move a card or something?
Oh, I just deleted the
Oh,
old stuff.
keep it for tracking purposes, dude.
If you want to, I don't have no necessary desire.
Well, here's my reasoning behind that. You'll be able to see your progress as you go, and you can look at it. Um, and it's just, yeah, I don't. You do what you want. It's your system. It's your stuff. But one of the powerful things that I have found in when using something like this is being able to look back and go, man, I completed a lot of stuff, and then
Right.
that builds my own internal confidence um inside of things. So okay, so this is last week, 3.3 to 3.10. Let's jump in there and find out what you got done. All right. So Monday through Friday, Tuesday to Thursday, 1 to 3. How did that go?
Not good.
What? I can't hear you now. Now I
I
can
knew.
hear you.
Yeah. Is it working now? Check, check.
Uh-huh. I can hear you now.
Okay.
If you did you get Apple AirBuds or whatever?
Yeah.
Put them back. Did you put them in their case?
Yep.
They are? Okay. Because if you don't put them in their case, sometimes they can reconnect and they'll you'll be like, what's going on? I can't figure out why my speaker's not working or
Yeah.
my microphone's not working.
That's what I was going through because I lost speaker. I was just barely hearing you and I couldn't adjust the volume. It wasn't allowing me to adjust the volume.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so you have to work out the technical stuff on that one.
Later,
Uh,
yep.
okay, so Monday through Friday, 8 to 10, and then Tuesday, 1 to 3. How did that go?
8, 10 went good, missed one day. And then the 1 to 3, yeah, totally missed those days. I mean, I worked, but I missed the 1 to 3 check-in. I mean, you just the phone.
Okay, so the important thing is did you do what you like the work that you're going to do during that time? Like sending me a reminder or accountability is great, and I get it, but more importantly, it's the work that's being done during that time. Did you do those?
Yes, at the like 70 percentile.
Okay, so
So
did something come up that had you change or shift gears or something that came up that was
yeah,
more important during
yeah.
that
I'm
time?
not. I'm not. I didn't because that was the first week doing it, and I didn't conduct the kind of rigidity that I wanted from it. So it was like 2:30 or something that I started, and it's like, oh
Okay.
yeah, I want to work from 1 to 3, and so then I hopped on then, and then only got like I said, 70% of the energy and effort in because I wasn't.
Okay. So just putting something here. So what'd you learn, or what can you take away from that um, for yourself?
Um, I think I learning like, yeah, just to take it to like I have to set an alarm or something like when I have shifts or I change things up until I get into a rhythm, you know.
Okay,
So, yeah.
that's
So
good.
yep.
Um, from my end of things, like I've gone through a lot of this and been able to develop my own grace inside of this. Whenever I have something new, I I don't beat myself up as much when I'm putting something new into the week or the whatever. I remind like, oh, this is new instead of
Mm.
an old way of like, oh, I didn't do it again, and I'm beating myself up. So um yeah, that like just put in there like it was a new time that you're not used to, and now you know that anytime that you do add something new, that you have to take special care to be like, oh, this is the first week, so it's new to me, so I probably need to put in an extra reminder or something that I'm going to start this thing this week and it's going to be part of a regular thing, right? So okay. Anything else you want to throw in there for yourself?
No, that's good. I appreciate it. Yep.
Okay. All right, meeting with Will Tuesday.
Nope. Didn't do it. All that stuff isn't crossed out. As
Okay,
you'll
so
see.
I didn't know if you didn't cross it out or if it didn't matter.
Yeah. I'm coming to the accountability table with like, last week didn't get done like you like you can see there's a bunch of non-lines. So
Okay.
um there
So,
you can look
all
through it
right.
and go, yep.
All right. So, meeting with Will, what happened? You said you're going to do it. What happened?
He kind of switched up the day. So then I rescheduled with him.
Okay,
And
so
then
Will switched it on you, right?
yep, yep,
So nothing that I mean, you were committed to being there, but Will change something happened and it got
yeah,
changed. So that's all. So
yep.
that's all that happened, right? So Will switched times. Okay. Start web page edits with that. Start web page edit with Nate. Nate, I can't speak right now.
No worries.
What happened there?
Yep, same thing happened with him. He set a night for Tuesday night, called him up. He switched to another thing, he couldn't make it. So I had to reschedule with him. And that one I definitely, yeah, both of those I couldn't, all that stuff I couldn't do. Called Nate on the discuss all that stuff,
Okay.
those two bullet points.
Okay, so that was good. Okay, so I'll make a decision on taxes.
Yep, didn't make a decision yet. I did get out. I didn't get a hold of Vicky, but I did get other prompts from other guys, but only one guy responded from when I reached out. So I haven't chosen a tax person yet. Um, and only got my documents all together. That was the only thing that I accomplished in the whole tax arena is
Okay,
that,
so you got your documents together.
yeah,
That's good.
uh,
So
all the,
now you've got your documents together, you need to find someone that can help you do that stuff, right?
yeah,
Okay. So what's the next action? Or do you already have that outlined in for this week? That
yeah.
stuff?
You'll see I pretty much copy pasted.
Okay, well, we'll get into it. And then create intro and outro for a podcast.
Nope, didn't do it.
Okay. So yeah, I see two or three of these things, people changed dates on you, and you're relying on other people for a part of this, right? Um, Anything to add inside of that? What I'm trying to do is just trying to dissect this so that one, I understand, and then two, you can take something away from it during the process of like, oh, okay, well, I know I want to beat myself up, or that's my normal habit, or whatever, But actually, Will and Nate changed some things, and I wasn't able to get things done. That's the
Mhm.
story. That's like the reality, right? Um, so what about was the taxes the same thing?
No, it was just yeah, it was just more like kind of put off. The that's I haven't shared it in the on our video call, but I've shared it separately with you that it was like, yeah, this section of my business planning has underlining emotions connected to it that has to do with like, yeah, psychological emotional hangups.
Yeah. You've got to you got to face something in order to go through this. It's going
Yep.
to keep, the direct and honest feedback is until you face it, it's going to keep showing rearing its head in multiple different ways, right? Till you get the story complete around who you think you are because of it, or what you think it's holding back, or whatever. Like that's what our brains do. Like make us, they have us avoid those situations because of the meaning that we make up about it, that our brains make up about it. And then once we are able to dissect it, see it for what it actually is, then you can move into it more powerfully. What about the intro and outro? You said you just avoided it altogether. Didn't want to, or
No, just time and getting it done. Really. Yeah. It was just I didn't focus this week at all. It's just pretty much the outcome of just had a bad week, distracted by different things that I went and got done. Um, some internal emotional stuff that was going on that made me not want to work. So I checked out, a couple times and just didn't really apply myself.
so all normal stuff, right? Um, is anything coming up that you're realizing, is maybe like an underlying pattern or something that you want to move forward into and commit towards?
Um, Again, letting you coach me through the thoughts and other things. My quickest way is to my simplest way to explain is I can tell I'm getting stuff done and I'm very close to launching now. And I can tell there's fear and anxiety around that launching. It's been easier to stay in the narrative of this idea of Kid Advocate and the narrative and the slow little like massaging of the idea. And so you do a little bit here and massage it and then be able to tell somebody and it makes you feel validated. It feels like you're working on something.
Yeah,
And
I know what
so
you mean.
that story and due to the accountability and actually saying this is going to be a business and through our agreements and setting intention and saying, yes, I believe in this. And now having somebody like you witness it. Yeah, I'm like, I'm there. I'm ready to get going. And I got to set my thing and launch here on the Equinox. And it's yeah, I felt it last week. I'm like, whoa, I don't have too much more to go here till I gotta like launch and be ready for this. So
Yeah,
um, that
it's a
that 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 hit
it's a
home.
it's a weird thing that happens when we have an idea and we say we're going to do it and it's so exciting, and then reality hits. Oh, I got to do some stuff that I didn't think of, or that I haven't realized that I've been really avoiding for a long time. That's the
Yep.
uncomfortable shit, right? Um, okay. Perfect. This is perfect. This is exactly where you need to be. This is the stuff that, you've walked so far, and now you're going to face it in a reality of, okay, I'm gonna, and it's still what I'm not hearing. What I am hearing is, yeah, this happens. I don't like it, but I'm also hearing I still want to do it. Is that still true?
Oh yeah. Yep. Sure.
Okay, cool. All right. So save that. Now let's open up this week and talk about this. This week's. Okay, so here's this week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10, and Tuesday, 1 to 3. Um, Anything different about that this week? Except for
Yep.
the Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 3.
Yep.
So you'll have a way to remind yourself or something on Tuesdays, 1 to 3?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And Will's meeting's already set up for tomorrow morning?
Yes.
What does it mean, prepare Wednesday?
Actually, it should say prepared Monday night. Tonight.
Oh, okay. I'll update that real quick. Okay, and then meeting with Dagan on Thursday morning, prepare Wednesday. And that's already set up again. You just kind of just got rescheduled until Wednesday. Okay, cool. Landing page, new website dropped out. Okay. Make decisions on taxes. So would it be helpful to make a decision on a person as well? Or is Vicky your person?
Vicky might be my person. So right now it's like I have to do the whole. Most tax people are like slamming right now, so I might have to do like, pick her, and then she's probably gonna do an extension, file for an extension. So, yeah, it's just committing to the person. She's like I said, I asked for a couple other people, and I think she's gonna charge like 250 or something like that, and I'm just having a hard time like crossing over to spending that money with my budget right now. And I know I could do the taxes for probably myself through H&R Block or whatever for like 120.
Yeah. Well, there might be some other kind of like tax assistance places that help people out and just volunteer their time. There's people out there like that, right?
No, I haven't really researched. No.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
uh,
are you open to researching and finding someone like that? Open
yeah,
to getting help like that?
yeah. I could look in there for taxes, the tax assistant. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could do a quick Google or something like that. But yeah, tax assistance. So, because it's a common thing, like you're not the first one to want to avoid paying their taxes, like from rich people to poor people. No one wants to pay their taxes. There's a
Yeah,
few
I know.
that are like, yeah, go
I,
ahead, take by, I believe in it, and I've got the money, go for it, like whatever.
no, I hear that.
So anyways, yeah, so do you want to add in an item there? Just do a quick Google for
Yeah, you could say Google, like low income tax support or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, just put it like that. I'm trying to stay out of using any kind of like low income or any kind of connotation like that. You just need some help that someone's going to donate some time.
There you go. I like that. Yep.
You know?
Words we use are important.
It keeps you out of the context of, oh, I'm broken, poor. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, you're right. I need
Yeah.
to get out of that. I do that too often. It's
Well,
too much of my dialect.
I'm not too different. I have the same types of patterns that I have to work on myself. Okay, cool. So research free tax services. How about, I'm going to put this, words are powerful. You just said it. Research and find.
Sounds good.
Because probably more likely than not is you'll find someone that can help you, and the story that's like that you have about your situation in past may not be as big as what you think it is.
Right.
They might be able to tell you something different, or say, oh man, like that's not that bad, like we can do this, this, and this, and now you owe nothing, or whatever, right? And so
Yeah.
Okay. Create intro copy for the podcast and first Insta and Facebook posts. Okay. Anything about that?
Nope. Need to do it.
Okay, cool. How do you feel about the week ahead with all this stuff?
Yeah. Just keep my
Yeah.
put it in its box right now. Yes, there should be no. Yep, just need to work, do it. Good.
Okay, so tell me what you really feel. Because
No,
Jeff sounds like you're bottling it up.
we don't have. I don't think we have time for that. We gotta get to you, and then we keep going.
Okay. So, okay, cool. Well, I'll share through my story then when I go through my stuff. All right, so cool. First, I want to acknowledge that you're continuing to step into doing what you want to do. It's not fucking hard, easy to do something that you say you want to do and you feel called that you want to do, and that your body says no, or your brain just brings up all these past emotions of failure and shit and crap and whatever, right?
Right.
And it's so easy to just go back and go grab some food or go relax or jerk off or drink or whatever, and instead of doing the thing that lights you up, like
Yeah.
bringing kids together with their fathers and their mothers and helping them have better family situations. I did notice something. You said pay your kids Venmo. You
Yeah.
crossed that off. I wonder why. Or because you care about your kids
Yeah,
and
Carol.
you have a good relationship, probably an awesome relationship with your kids. There's parents out there that don't, and there's kids out there that don't, and your job's to fucking help them. And
Right.
you deserve to get paid for it.
True that.
So get your shit together.
Exactly.
All right.
That.
All right. Let me tell you about my awesome, horrible, great week.
Awesome. We're in
Okay. Okay. So I did get my actions done during the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I took actions on that. I did get my Zoom posted to YouTube, although a little late. I didn't get done until later in the week. In my mind, I made up I was going to get done first thing, like on Tuesday. Nah, it didn't happen until like Friday or something like that. I followed up with my first client, Dan. He did pay me, so that feels really good. I did end up choosing the funnel that I want to use, and I'll get into this in a moment. Um, but I felt bad because I was looking at video marketing and then it just wasn't resonating. So the research was very brief. I just kind of went with my gut feeling when I was having a conversation with a marketing coach this Saturday. Um, and then the speaking and networking was along the same way. Like I still want to do that, and I think it will be a part of it. But I got some clarity in this conversation I'll share about here in a minute. Um, and make a decision on how to market business at Friday. It actually ended up being Saturday, like at 4:15.
Wait,
But
I'm trying
I
to
got,
still track you, what you have going. You're on the follow up with Dan. You did that. Choose funnel type I want.
yep.
And then next
I
one.
was, yeah, the video marketing, and the low ticket purchase and the speaking and networking. I, uh, and research, just let them do the client traction type, hire someone to do the work to bring people to me. All of those options, I researched or went through when I was having a conversation on Saturday, and it just became really clear to me what I want and what I want to get done. And so I'm going with Facebook ads that lead to a short webinar that, once it's done and crafted, will be my lead generation system. And I hired a marketing coach. He gave me he wanted to charge me like $9,800 for the course. And after he heard my story and everything, and that I wasn't going to pay that much, he gave it to me like for $1,000.
Wow.
Everything is everything. So he did say, if you give me your word to pay me back, I'll give you this to you for $1,000. I said, okay. So I looked at his system, I looked at the results that he's been getting, and I liked the way that he was doing things. And if the people in his network are bringing in 10 grand or 15 or 20 grand a month or whatever it is, I don't have a problem with paying that back, because I
So I
really
guess what
like.
you're saying is I mean, another way to look at it, which I don't know this language, you're like, is it you you owe somebody $8,000?
8,800.
Yeah. So you owe him and you guys have an agreement on that.
It's a verbal agreement, yes. So I think he does that because some people just won't sign up because of that. But it also, what it told me is that if he believes in his program, then it's going to work. So
Right.
I've already started doing the legwork and getting things done. He's got a whole system and he's got a whole team of people and they're already responding. I was already on some of the coaching aspects of it today. It felt good and it felt aligned, and I trusted that, and it answered a lot of the questions that I set out to answer too. And through the conversation, he helped me get something that I hadn't been able to get in a long time. He helped me understand why I have not been able to commit, and something shifted internally for me, and I got it, and I was like, that was huge for me, and I wanted to share what that was with you. Um, so let
Your
me go.
call, go ahead and share with me. I would say one thing I would thing that comes up in because usually like I'd be going through your stuff asking these questions. So I would add to your whatever your business plan or whatever because your marketing stuff that you've gone through a lot of different iterations of it and then you
Yeah,
like kind of start to go into it and you're like nah, I didn't think it was working for me, you know. So I would say in your notes right now, and that's because I'm witnessing to you and confirming it so that you're accountable. You gave your word to another person to go ahead and spend $9,800 on this marketing and do Google ads. If I heard,
no,
is that correct?
no.
So you're not
It's gonna be Facebook ads. But there's not a huge. He said you can. He goes with the program that we do and the way we do it. You don't have to invest. You can do it at $10 a day, and you can
got it.
scale it way up. But he goes
Oh, so
for
that's on top of the 9,800.
yeah, yeah,
So you're going
yeah,
to have to figure out some marketing. So right now you have a $9,800 marketing budget and or service. You have a $9,800 service, and then on top of that, you're going to be investing in marketing ads.
yeah,
So I would just
yeah.
make that I would just make that notes because then at least my observation is that way you're like, no, here's my marketing. You're classifying that under your marketing budget and what you're doing. Because then when we come back to like, hey, how's the marketing stuff going? We're able to go, oh no, this was my funnel. This is what I chose. I'm not, yeah,
Yeah, well, I am committed to the process, and I want to show you here in a minute what that mindset shift was that now has me like stepped into the commitment. So, but I understand what you're coming from too. So, all right, let me check in for this week. Okay, so this week's a little bit slightly different in perspective because this program takes you back to kind of like the roots of who's the client you're serving and how do you message them. And I'm going through all of these different modules in how to create the messaging around this so that when I do create these Facebook ads and have the program, that when people are watching and listening to it, it really speaks to who they are. I mean, I could go through the whole thing and kind of share what I'm doing, but for the intents and purposes of this, there's probably more than 4 hours a day. It's an 8-week program, and I asked them the question today because of this accountability: is there 4 hours a day of work for me to do, basically? So I put that question out today. My intention is to be able to get that done, to be able to continue to work on the business 4 hours a day, but uh, the primary thing I'm going to be doing is finishing in this program a little bit at a time. And the reason I say a little bit at a time is because they walk you through it. So I'll do a step and then I will get feedback from them, and I have to send in some information. Then they send back the information, say, hey, this is what you should do. They're coaching me along the way, but they're doing the coaching via email, and then they have calls as well during the week for me to join. So like today I joined a sales call, like how to run sales calls and talk to people and enroll them in programs and stuff. So anyways, I'm still learning all the steps that are going to be done, and I'm trying to get clear on exactly what that's going to be for every day and all that stuff. So I was trying to stand in my accountability of this, but knowing that it's not, it's just a little different, I guess you could say. Like I'm still figuring it out because I just started it on today. So I'll get this Zoom call uploaded to YouTube. And then I've got my first coaching call with Dan. It was supposed
Are
to
you
happen.
in next week thing or what are you in?
Yeah, this is next week's.
Because I'm looking on your this week's being held accountable. I don't see a card for this week.
You may have to refresh. It's the 310 through 317.
Did you just add it or?
No, it's
Oh,
been up there since this morning.
I see. I kept trying to scroll down. Got it. It's on the top. All right.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen too. So are you not seeing it on the screen?
Yeah, again, the screen's really small. My computer's not the biggest computer. So,
Oh, okay.
I know even if I open yours up as wide as I can,
Can you
still a
talk to a
little.
doctor about your screen size? He might be able to help you out get a screen extension.
All right.
All right. Okay, so I was saying I'll get the Zoom uploaded into YouTube. And then I will have my first coaching call with my client Dan. I was supposed to have it last week, but he texted last minute and said he was at 102 or 104 fever or something. So he wanted to reschedule for this week. And then I got this part done today, complete the messaging part of the program, but still need to get it. Well, I got the first phase of it done. I got my coaching sent back to me, and I sent some information back to them, and I'm waiting to hear back on doing those updates. And then I had a coaching call today with a guy from the men's F3 community, and he sounds like he's interested in getting coached. So I just helped him out today and coached him. And yeah, so I sent him a message to see if he could get on the phone tomorrow to talk. And he'll send me a message, and if he is. So if that's if he wants to coach, I'm gonna make an offer for a 3-month program for him. So, and that will be, yeah. What keeps coming to mind is I'm trying to trust my intuition on this one, but 2,500 for the 3-month program. So, and that's this week.
One question looks good, man. Stoked for you. I have a little hesitancy around the program thing, but that's just maybe me and like seeing what you're gonna follow through with.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a wondering like, okay, yeah, I've noticed you've had a tendency either to pick a program or pick another thing that requires you to end up learning and educating yourself, so it makes it the same. Maybe it's similar. Maybe I'm just
Yeah.
projecting, but I don't think so. It's like you
No,
often like.
I don't think you're projecting. And there's also something to be said for me, like I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not getting the results that I want as far as like attracting clients.
Marketing, okay. And so I
Marketing.
get that. So does that put you in a place of, if you're not trying to seek out and get another job, right now, is your mindset still you're putting 4 hours a week, that's 20 hours a week to starting this business?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are you doing? If you wanted, do you have a conviction to work an 8-hour day right now? Like what is your, like where you're working on a resource generated part. You have your obviously have your side life, social life. Like what's a conviction you have to go, yep, I'm gonna put in 8 hours a day to start a business that's gonna eventually, you know, like pay
What's
my
my
way.
what's
Yeah.
my conviction? Is that what you're asking? Like to keep being motivated?
No, yeah, I'm trying to get a number from you so that you're able to see like this having a SMART goal, right? To having a solid understanding is if your day you set a vision to have your business Sparks generate your income.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Like distilling all the way down. You're
Yeah.
not right now. You're not really looking for another job, right?
I still have been putting that out there. Like I did do a little bit of research this morning, but I didn't apply to any. I did get rejected from another application from last week today. So yeah,
So
I'm
it's
still
another company. Another company missed out on you.
yeah, whatever.
Rejected. So you play with those words. Yeah, another company they decided, yeah,
Yeah, that's a good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
you're not rejected.
Yeah. Another company chose to move forward with another candidate. That's
There you
all that.
go. But I
That's actually really powerful, and that's the that's the story that plays in my mind. Rejected. They don't
yeah,
want me,
right.
you
Yeah.
know? Um, yeah,
Okay,
go.
so cool. So like it's fair to say to throw out a few resumes, if you spent 4 hours a week throwing out resumes just because you're wanting just to kind of keep that going, that's not that much work, especially now in today's technologies to get your resume going. So yeah, so you're at 24 hours. You're up
Oh,
at 20, sorry, you're at 24 hours for a week, 24 hours of labor per week to generate and create something that's going to fund you, create your income. You really think that that's realistic? In your track record of seeing people start businesses and, push and pull and making something happen,
I've been spending more time than that doing it.
right? I'm
And
helping you get a clear definition of SMART goal so that you see it, so that there's not there's still sounds like there's wiggle room, but if you're saying no, I'm at peace saying this to you, Aaron. I believe 24 hours a week of focused attention is proper for me. If you feel
I think
that, then cool. I'm not gonna judge you.
I think at minimum it's 20 hours for the business and 1 to 2 um for the applications, right? And I'm trying to work more on that as far as like the amount, but I'm also doing so much screen time um, messes with me and not interacting with people, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I feel good at the 20 hours working on the business, but I'm actually doing more in some respects. Um, I I don't know. This is all gonna flush itself out. I'm doing 4 hours a day.
I think that's
That's
what
what,
this call's about is
yeah,
fleshing. Be honest. So that's what I'm trying to do my part for you,
yeah, no.
and flesh this out. So what I just had a quick image in my brain. Tell me if it works for you. We'll play with it because yeah, you walked. So you got so far I'm hearing three things happening with you. For you're saying this little one is what you're going to work on for trying to get a job. That's the amount of your time. And you got this devotion, which is working. Well, actually, you don't even have this one yet. And then this is just working on 20 hours to make Sparks a reality. I'm
Mhm.
I'm reflecting back. I don't perceive this that much labor getting you to where you want to go. And I'm more than willing to be wrong on that or whatever, but I would throw out there, I would think that this should have a distinct Sparks attack going on. Obviously, this is good. This is defined. That's clear. Look, putting some resumes out there. That one's settled. And then, but then I would say your education piece should be a whole separate thing. This would put you into a good, using the
No,
traditional 30 to 40 hours a week, where you're
education,
like, yeah, you're
education.
meaning your education with that program that you just signed on. Like those hours are
No,
a
that's,
separate thing.
yeah, I'm just gonna say that when you start a business, education is a part of it. Like I have to, I think I may know like an avoidance of things, but I'm learning how to do marketing and I'm learning how to do that. And I'm putting the time into, uh, it feels like I'm doing the legwork in order to attract the type of people that I really want to work with and really kind of create that create the system that I want. And it's taken me this long to figure that out. I think that's what I'm realizing. Um, and I just had to admit this to myself, like, I'm not good at it. I don't know how to fucking market. I was sucked at it the last time. And the real thing that I had to understand or admit to myself was I tried this business for 8 years and I tried a bunch of different things. None of it, I didn't make those work. And the biggest reason I didn't make those work is because I didn't take the time to really slow down and really go through the process of how do I market this and how do I do this? It was so impulsive, and I think you're seeing the evolution of my impulsivity um, through this process and witnessing this process. And I'm just going to show you what I had, if you can bear with me for a second. Right. This is what happened on Saturday. This isn't like super mind blowing, but it made something fucking click in my head around being committed to something. Come on. All right. Can you see this?
Okay.
That makes sense. Okay. So, what was told to me and what was um when I was on this call with this guy is what landed was I have to make a commitment first and then take the step out the door to take the courageous action to figure things out and then start to have the capacity and then start to have the confidence to complete the thing. And it kind of goes back to my chicken story when I took that step off the front porch. Like I was committed to getting my package back. Like it was that energy of like, I'm going to do this thing, right? And I'm at least gonna give it all I got, right? Um, and then I took a step off the front porch and started going after it, right? And then I got my package back. So something clicked inside of me of like, I'm never going to make this business work unless I fully commit to it. And what occurred on Saturday also was we went over some of the other types of like marketing and things.
Yeah.
And he shared, that the way that these systems work, having this webinar type of funnel where people come into the call like they're very interested in what you have. Like
Mm-hmm.
You've weeded out the people who are kind of tire kickers. They're the ones who are truly interested, and they're really like, hey, I'm really seriously considering this. Like, let's talk to the guy and see if this is the real deal. So, that type of program I've been getting signs and signals to do that for a while, like the last couple of years. And there's another person in the industry that does the same type of thing. And I knew I knew the price that they wanted, and it was about the same price anyways, now that I'm thinking about it. And I avoided it because I was like, I don't want to spend that money, you know?
Hmm.
And if I was a coach, if I was coaching me right now in that same type of scenario, I would call me out for wanting to not pay for the thing that I believe in. And I think I'd been avoiding that for a long time, thinking I can not commit to something and not believe in it, if that makes sense. So yeah, like today I spent most of the day working on the program. I spent more than 4 hours, and then I had a coaching call. And then I actually had another call just to a friend from St. Louis that called and checked in with me on something because I made a post on LinkedIn about coaching. And so we got a call tomorrow at 11, and I'm going to see if I can
Nice.
help. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to stay in honor in what you shared too.
Yeah, no worries. I think like I'm like I said, I'm just being the reflective piece to do the best I can because obviously us as supporting team members, we to be good reflections back. I have to like try and filter through sometimes what might just be me, but then we've kind of made a commitment to each other to just like share what's coming up, and then it's
Yeah.
on. Yeah, right. Because it's not a place to
You know,
judge.
and I'm not in like, I appreciate your pushing back because what did they say, like iron sharpens iron or
Sharpens
whatever.
iron,
Yeah.
100%. And that's
So
what I'm sensing. I'm just throwing out
yeah.
there. You wrote the reason why is because remember you've given me some other text, and you actually had, and you didn't resolve it. I noticed in all your notes. I tried looking. You didn't resolve your plan of attack, unless I'm missing it. That you were going to be doing 3 to 5 calls a week, right?
So this is going to be a part of that.
Right. So what I'm getting at, I'm hoping you'll have really clear lines, and that way I can help support you. That's why I was trying to push for the hour thing. I'm like, okay, Brad, I'm bearing that weight of the way you can slowly create these narratives that you're like you are doing something, but I'm like, all right, it's not measurable or whatever. So I'm like, it sounds like this obviously I don't understand the program. I don't. So I would say my
Yeah.
added note would be like, my best analogy that comes to mind is that you let's say this, it was a thing about you getting in shape. You'd be saying to me, Aaron, I'm solid. I'm getting in shape in 3 months because I'm going to be at this weight in 3 months. And then I'm like, all right. And then you come to me and you're like, cool. I already know because I've been in this industry. I know I'm in the athletic industry. So I know what it takes. And you do. You know what coaching is. And you do it for me. You're doing it for that. So this is what I'm just bringing to you is like, all right, you have tons of knowledge. Maybe one little thing, which that's what I was trying to say about the education, about the marketing. Like that might be like mine's finances right now. So I'm gonna need help with my finances. But you're like, oh, I might need marketing. So I would say that what I'm hearing is you're putting a lot of work into learn. It's like I
No,
got
no,
this
no.
3 months,
Let me.
and then you're gonna go. I'm gonna go join a guy, and he's gonna teach me about exercise. That's what it feels like a little. I'm
Oh,
gonna
maybe I described it wrong. He's
so
going to literally help me build my sales funnel.
Right. So if you're gonna have direct objectives or whatever, I'm like, you still,
Yeah.
even in that, that's what I'm intrigued by. You could be doing your 3 to 5 calls a week. That's like, I'm still gonna do push-ups, even though I'm gonna learn a lot better technique of push-ups. I'm gonna learn push-ups and pull-ups and sit-up and all this stuff. But you know what? I am at least gonna do, I am smart enough. I'm at least gonna do 3 sets of push-ups a day or whatever. I'm
Gotcha.
not,
I see.
I'm
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Um, around that as well. So, um, yeah, it does push the needle.
yeah.
You
Because
know,
cool. I hope, yeah, I hope you play with that and you can have that in your stuff because I'm leery of
thank you for saying that because I don't want to just I don't want it to be just, oh, I'm gonna work on this and I'm gonna wait for them to reply to me and then I don't have to do anything when, like,
that's the old pattern.
yeah. And so like when my buddy called today, we were just catching up and like he was telling me about he's trying to sell his business and all this little stuff and whatnot. And he saw my LinkedIn post. So he saw what happened and he was like curious if something happened with my job and stuff. And but he reached out for a reason, wanted to check in on me because he was in my old men's group. And so he's just seeing how I was. And then there was also he started to go in on his business and like how he's thinking about selling it and he's not sure what his next steps are. And I'm like, I could help him out with that. So help him just kind of flesh things out. So I was like, okay, cool. That would count as a conversation to me. So I'm like, awesome. Like the thing I did caused someone to call me. And then we had a conversation. And then, if it's appropriate and lined up, I can make an offer if he wants to keep working. Um, but I do hear what you're saying, and thank you for what would you say when two pieces of iron clank together and like something new gets created out
Yeah,
of
it'll chip up,
forge?
yeah. Which is fine. Like again, cool, man. I encourage you to define it. Have you defined solidly now? Yes, you're looking for work just in case, so that's great. Have you done an assess? Because I'm not in the same position. So for me, like right now, I have my job. I go to 30 hours a week, 25 to 25 about hours a week. I'm going to school, doing my schooling, and then I'm working on the kid advocate of building something new, right?
Yeah.
And so I know my bills are being paid, so I don't have a deadline. Do you have your deadline when you have to start bringing in enough income to pay your bills?
Um, yeah, they gave me 3 months and I've got 2 months left. So that's what they gave me. And I've got other money set aside as like a emergency fund too.
So
So
so my quick, though straightforward, which you already know, I would lock that in. You need to lock that number in your head, and that way I can help hold you accountable for it. Because if you're thinking in too much, you're gonna, like I think you said, like 2 grand a month. That would be your minimum to make. You need to be looking at those numbers because you just put yourself in for $9,800. So you need to be seeing some of that return in the first month or some kind of math there that I would be doing. That's something you could be doing more than 20 hours a week. It's just going to get very real, and I'm not going to let you narrate out of it. That's what I'm here for you. Nope, not going to let it happen. So I'm here to hold you. So I would I would say I'd put that in. I would like that for your next notes if you're up for it. Because then you're going to be able to, I just don't think 20 hours a week, bro, is going to get you 2 grand a month in 2 months. I think you're gonna have to fucking grind right now. I think you're gonna have to be doing old school cold call, working and stuff, calling old friends, checking, or I don't know, like doing even that as you get more educated by this other guy how to do it really good. Because I still think you have some marketing skills. I still think you have all the same techniques you could be doing. You could be posting, you get Sparks up and start posting on Instagram. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I just think you're not being realistic that 20 hours a week is gonna get you 2 grand a month in 2 months. I don't know too many
I
business.
don't feel, yeah, I guess I don't feel, it doesn't feel like I'm not working that because I'm getting out of the house, I'm going to the coffee shop, I'm doing that work there or the research or having conversations here. Um, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like I was when I was working the job and just sitting here behind the computer all day. So I guess I'm figuring this out as I go. I don't have the answers. That's the honest thing.
Yeah.
Is I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to move forward um, and make sure that um, I'm taking the best. There, there is a reality. There is a reality there of what it really does take, and there's a part of my brain that says, no, you don't need to do that much, right? Um, and then I'm trying to balance in, being isolated and not, like I don't have, I don't, I forget exactly what you're doing on an exact day to day basis with work, but I'm, I'm not talking to anybody. So I'm alone here and it sucks. So a lot of my time I'm driving to the coffee shop or doing something just to kind of keep my mind at bay because I don't want to just constantly focus on the business because I just get burnt out.
No, I totally have respect for that, just so you know. That's why I'm trying to encourage something that enables you to feel purpose and focus on it. I get that you don't want to do business, but you could be mixing it up, All right, now I'm gonna do some sales, or now I'm gonna work on financial strategy. So
Yeah.
yeah, I I know that you're going. I'm still not happy with your response enough because I think you're way smarter. I think there's a little bit of fear and hesitation to really say yes to some hard grinding it out. And so all I would invite is, and it's on honest invitation to check your skeleton, your framework, that you're really being honest. Like the other vision I just had or picture I had, in 2 months it will start snowing. Like, you know what I mean?
Love it,
Financial, like
dude.
you get it? It's like it is. So right now I know that I'm in a motorhome. It's gonna start snowing and my roof can't handle, you know, that has a weight load or whatever. Like I would say you need to know your bare minimums and you've kind of mapped it out. And I think I'm feeling hesitation for you to say, yep, I'm gonna make those very measurable right now. In 1 month, I need to see at least 2 clients because that's gonna give me 500. And even if you don't reach these,
Yeah.
but they're being honest that the snow is coming. And then you are going like, oh, that's right. This is the season I have. I have a 2 month free gap season. So it is summer for you right now. You have it. And so and I get that you need to go spend time with people at 100%, but I think maybe integrating some of those calls or whatever, you get a creative. Anyways, I don't want to pound on it. I just really want to support you, that remind you that you did come to
Let
this
me
table.
make this real. Let me make this as, or
That's why you came to this.
let me ask you this. If I said X, you'd be like, all right, awesome, fucking cool.
Yeah, because that's what I'm getting at. In a way, you said X to me, and in my brain as an entrepreneur too. Wow, he said X of about 2 grand. It's a little over 2 grand a month, and he's got 3 months because I remember the 3 month thing too. And I'm like, I was tracking, I was seeing if you're on that same page, and yep, you're like 2 months, and he's over 2 grand, and I'm like, okay, and he's still saying I'm kind of seeing how this is gonna go. So as a kind of like a business partner with you, I'm like, I think you got to get a little bit more X this, X that, and I think you do have the skills
Well,
and
yeah.
and the
As you're saying that, what's the little slippery slope guy that's on my shoulder?
it's pulling on it right now.
What he's saying is, well, you've got money over in crypto. I'll just tell you,
Mhm.
got 50 grand in crypto.
Okay.
Um, I've got 11 grand in another account that's just used to pay off my initial business loan. It just sits there. Doesn't do anything except for pay back a loan. So, and then I've got another 20 grand just in my like regular full checkings, right? And that includes but everything's kind of divvied up. Like I've got money separated out for taxes, I've got money separated for vacation, I've got money separated for future expenses, and then like a regular checking account, and then one or two other like little things. So I've got my money separated out in whatnot, and then I've got $280 in my business account from my first
Is the money for your 3 month that 3 month stipend they gave you? Is that part of that 20 grand?
3 month stipend.
Oh, I thought you said that they gave you
You mean
not stipend. You're right. It's the other word, but we're on the same page. They gave you severance, 3 months severance or something.
yeah. That's in
That-
my check, right?
Is that 20 part of that?
That's it. That is included in that 20. So
Cool.
20's maybe, I don't know.
So then that 20 is going to get you through your bills. So what I want to remind you of is all that sounds like all that money, but to me, a better way to look at that, no, all that money is spent, except for that 20 grand you're checking is what you're running off of. I would say, from what I've heard from you, and so this is again your friend accountable, you want to buy a home. So I would be like, that 50 grand is spent. That's a down payment. That's part of your conviction and belief that
Those
you
are my crypto.
so it's like I know that, and that could disappear, that could go bad. We're dealing with that too, the up and down of that thing. But let's just say that's not you'd have to make a decision. Is that really cushion money? Anyways, I would be like, no, you say you want to buy a house. That's a huge conviction. You want to buy a house or some land.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that's part of your cushion, man. You got 2 months, bro. See, I don't want you wavering. This is what Aaron, I got from the get go. When we started our thing, like, I got 3 months. I know I'm being a dick right now. I would not want you pressuring me. I know, like I'm pressuring you. I'd be
No,
like,
I want you.
I'd be
want
like,
you to have
Brad,
the
okay, Brad, I gotta go. You're way nicer.
I saw
That's
your
why I'm a
body
bad
language.
coach. I'm a
I
bad
saw your
coach.
body language as soon as we started talking about taxes. You're like this. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, hey, I gotta go. And I'm like, so I know we're relating 100%. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to deal with that money situation and that. I'm like, I got no choice. I got to lean into it. So, anyways,
Yeah.
it's my bad. I'm dragging on just because I'm not content with, and I got to let that go. So I'm letting that go.
Here's what I'm seeing. Here's like on a higher plane, I don't know, whatever. What
Sure.
I'm seeing for myself out of this conversation, out of some of the work that I got done today on this messaging program, is there's still ambiguity in the types of clients that I'm serving. So, and it starts here because I'm not 100% clear, and there's a lot of we're kind of going down a path, and I'm kind of, if I was a car, you'd be like 911, this guy's all over the place, he's going north. He's not going backwards. He's going there. And your conversation, that conversation from Saturday, this program, what's starting to happen is the guardrails are starting to get tighter, and I'm starting to feel more focused. And what's kind of coming in line is like I'm starting to help people launch their first business or take them from something to their first business, which is interesting because I've got fear and insecurity around that. But that's what's been coming up. And it feels like things are starting to settle into that. And what I mean by all of that is that there's going to be less ambiguity from me and less I'm not sure what to do or where to go or what to commit to and like all these things. So it's going to be much clearer and a much easier path. Um, yeah, I can kind of see it while I'm going through it. So it's hard to describe, but it feels, and I'm thankful for you helping sharpen the stones over here or stone.
No worries. I
Are you
also
stone?
be
Are you a
honest,
stoner?
I feel like I'm getting a this, this maybe I'm just getting a clearer picture that, but it seems odd is that you don't really know what your coaching's about. You don't know what your coaching program is, and that you're
I know. Here's what I do know is that
like it's
I've been
I'm
helping
kind of
people get
confused because I
clear.
thought you've been doing this for so long. It's like it's more just that you haven't just really
Yeah.
gone.
Well, this is exactly what this messaging exercise that I went through today, it helps you flush all of that stuff out so that when someone who doesn't know me and I start talking and saying blah, blah, blah on the internet, and I'm just a guy on the internet, they're going to know exactly what I do and how I help people. And that's not been clear in my mind, right? Like I know our coaching and this does help, but I think the biggest thing that I do is I think it helps. I, I think I help bring clarity to people through these conversations, and that's not shifting. What's becoming even clearer is the product that I get to sell to people and sell it in a really clear manner so that they know what they're buying. Because no one sits around going, "Hey, where's the coaching catalog for how I can get help?" You know? And they don't look for conversations like you and I normally have, right? They're stuck in some sort of old way or whatnot. So anyways, it's bringing this conversation, you and this program is bringing a lot of clarity to how I want to position myself. And so when we have these conversations here in a month, 2 months, 6 months, you're going, holy shit, this is the clearest you've ever been. Like, I know exactly what you do and how you do it. And
That's how long you think that to get, how long do you think it'll take you to get clear?
oh, I think it's happening currently. Like now, I'm getting like I asked for feedback today on this program of like what I told them was um, I help people either figure out their next steps in their career or figure out it's actually that's the next part that's the beginning of it, and then it segues into two ways. I'm either getting a job and I'm helping them figure out what kind of job, or I really want to start a business. Okay, let's help you start a business. And we'll get really clear on what that business is and how do you want to structure it, and then get them into like a launch phase.
Okay, so I see those two splits. What's the Sparks accountability program? What's that?
That's going to be the framework for the uh, that's a good question, but that's going to be a framework and the structure of how I coach. So the everything that we're everything that you and I have been doing, I don't think changes, and it won't change for my clients either. This is the structure that I want to use. I want to have them ask whatever their big goals are first, and then we break it down, and then we go into the weekly accountability for them taking actions on those. Whether it's a new job or a new business, it's all the same structure.
Right on, man.
Is that clear?
It's clear. I'm not, I'm just needing to check in with me too, so that I'm like yeah, because I thought that I hear what you just said with this guy that's helping you. How long would it take for you to really get clear so that you're like, oh yeah, it's really clear. I need to do 20 push-ups 3 times a week. I need to do 80 sit-ups, I need to go run 6 miles. This is what I'm doing. And I just hear, yeah. Because I'm like, I think you already have Sparks, broke down enough of the skeleton of Sparks now. This other part might help you sharp tune and create new avenues. it seems like you already have with the accountability program, this ability just to be like, hey Shad, that's cool that you weren't interested. Is there any other guys that maybe you would want that you might be interested in that I could call or reference and send them a piece of marketing? Just a quick,
Yeah.
I have a PDF flyer, you know? Like that's just like, oh, I'm gonna go, that's just like I'm gonna go do some push-ups. It's like you don't need a whole program. And that's what I'm trying to really challenge you to go, dude, how you again setting these, it's like I've got to get five new clients by the end of the month.
I'm
I mean,
waiting. I can't wait for to have the conversation with you when this comes up on your end. That'd be a
I
lot
know,
of fun.
I know, it's still gonna kick my ass. So, because I already know it. That's why I'm hearing it. As I keeps coming out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, this is gonna so bite me in the ass.
I'm just gonna be like, pause. I'm just gonna replay this conversation.
Yeah, you're
Listen
like,
to yourself.
hey, Aaron, really, you need to go study some more of that? Are you sure you just don't need to go do it?
Told you.
Totally, dude. Believe me, that's
Listen,
probably why. That's probably why I'm as energetic, because we resonate so much along these lines. So
yeah, this is gonna help you too, and it's
yep,
really helping me. So, and again, don't think you're doing anything wrong or bad by calling me out. I'm asking to be called out so I
yeah,
can, but in that calling me out and rubbing against the stone, there's going to be that friction, right? You know, there's just going to be that friction of like, sometimes I'm not going to want to hear it, but I'm open.
yeah.
And I know it's
No worries.
all that stuff.
Yeah,
Anyways, we're over time. So,
way over time. Yeah, get clear.
um,
I'm trust me. I hope you have. I'm gonna press you
I'm really
hard
kind of
next week.
I'm really kind of leaning into it, of like this whole business launch a business program for people who are stuck. That was my first iteration of this business. Very first. It was corporate exit coach. That's what I called this business the first time. Help them figure out their next steps to basically go do something that they really care about. But I'm just getting better at the messaging and better, so when they hear it, they know what I offer and how it can help them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, with all my pushing, I so support you, man. I think you're doing great. I really
I
do.
appreciate it, buddy.
I think, yeah, I think you got stuff up, and I think that's why I'm just reinforcing you have got enough understanding of push-ups, and you have the framework, you got the push-up board, you got the push-up location, and I would just start doing the push-ups. Start doing them, man. And
I'm gonna
yeah,
diagram push-ups a little longer, and then
do whatever you want. Because like I said, I think you can all on your own. You could get probably 3 clients by the end of March. You should set a goal. I'm gonna get 3. Got 1, and I think you have all the skill. You might laugh, but fuck, dude, you better have the skills, especially if you're going to teach a bunch of other people. You have enough through the years to be able to go, hey, here's some strategies. Try this. Try this. This will help you get going.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
That's where that commitment piece came into me, because it was like something clicked where it's like, oh, I've got this. This is what I want, and I've got all the skills. I just need to have the courage and the follow through, and just
Yeah.
keep.
Do you know how often that
it was really cool what clicked.
so give it something smart, tangible to the courage and follow through for this week on that. And I don't, and that's what, yeah, I think you've gotten it back. I'm not quite getting it from you. I don't.
Well, I did put on this week's goal. I don't know if you noticed that, but I did put on this week's goal to make an offer to this guy, Joseph.
Okay. Yeah, that was one. Yeah, no. I was like, see, that to me was tangible and there, because one of your texts was that way. It was very tangible, measurable. It's like, I'm going to be calling 3, I think of 5. I've got a goal in the next 2 years, 1,000 people. And you were like, I was like, whoa, is he really going to pull that off? And now that you've
So
changed.
this was a whole hour conversation outside of this, and I could have just said, yeah, I'll make 3 more offers this week.
Totally. Yes.
Okay, we should record this moment, and I will play this back to you, and I'll be like, shut down, I'm not even going to talk. You're just going to talk to yourself for an hour.
Yeah, thank you. Like I took that one, like really, it's like, yep, it's that simple. Yeah, no, this is time measurable. I'm specifically gonna make 3 to 5 calls this week, or 3 calls, and because I have that skill, and I'm gonna try and. Yep.
I'll do three. I'll have three conversations somehow. That's what I'll mean. So I already had one this week. Yeah. Okay. What was I gonna say? Go get your fucking taxes done.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Good job, man.
Who gives a shit who does them, and go look for some free services to get the help you need so you can
Right on,
get
man.
clear, because this is going to give you the clarity that you need.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know?
I appreciate that.
So, yeah.
Thanks for the pushback. And put you the other one to help you a little more. Back. And Aaron, you're saying 8 to 10 and 1 to 3. Stay on that. Stay focused. Get it done. Seems like you kind of waver, Aaron. What are you doing? Focus. There you go. Go ahead. Give
Well,
it to
no,
me.
your 8 to 10's been good. The 1 to 3 is just a new thing, and you're implementing and you're reiterating and you're making progress on that. So
You're very gracious to me, and I love that. And maybe I'm not, because I'm not a professional coach. People, I also think coaches, like, I picture the football coach and that stuff too. It's like, let's go. You can do it.
yeah, there's an ebb and flow in both an and.
Yeah.
You know? So
Go.
cool. All right, buddy.
All right, man.
Good night, man. Peace.
See ya. See you soon.